Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first of at least 48 previews for this new season. Oh yes! We are back and it is great. Welcome along, everybody. I've missed this. I've missed this so much. But we're back. We're here. Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on. Let's get stuck in, shall we? Glenn, how are you? Jensen, hope you're okay, mate. Jacob, yeah, long time coming, mate, but we're here. We are here. Exoticos, nice to see you, mate. Yeah, it's going to be a good one, Jacob. It's going to be a good one. I am heading to Norwich. It's going to be good. What I will say, and I will say this at the start of the video as well, tomorrow, because I will be editing on my phone, coming back from Norwich because it's such a long way and I want to get it out as soon as possible for you lot. It won't be the fully fleshed out, new, brand spanking set of Matchday vlog graphics just yet. You'll have to wait until Doncaster for that one. But it's gonna be good regardless because it's the first game of the season. Yeah, it's gonna. Oh, can't wait. Travel is awful. It's an awful drive to Norwich. I've never been to the ground before, and this is why I'm doing it, just to tick it off. Say, look, I've done that journey, and the only time I've got to go out there now is to Ipswich, and then I can leave it all in the past. Yeah, love it. Norwich too far for me, says Jeff. So it'll be Ferriby tomorrow. Ferriby just made a signing today, haven't they? And, you know, cracking on. Upgraded the grounding areas because they've been promoted. Looks very nice. Looks very nice, I will say. Ashley, good evening. Great to be back. Great to be back. Martin, how are you? David, nice to see you, mate. I'm not on Tiger Travel. No, we're driving down. Ollie, no, I'm not taking a pyro. Shut up. David, about 1,300 Hull City fans will be making their way down to Carrow Road tomorrow. Yeah. Harvey, how are you? And Leon says, what are you thinking? My heart says top 6, but my head says 10th, maybe 12th. My head and my heart are telling me similar things. Top half minimum. And then we can push on, baby. We can push on. But top half minimum, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait! Oh, I cannot wait. We're so close. Come on. Dean, been a while, mate. How many allocated? Not sure. Not sure. Actually not messing about. Ollie, are you still hating on Louis Coyle this season? No messing about from Ashley at all. That's just how we like it. Ashley, I am. And Ashley says, Joe, what were you smoking? I'm not smoking anything. I'm just feeling good. I am like, I am just on life at the minute. I am on life. It's so good. I've got that excitement now. Now I'm sat down here talking to you. I've got that excitement. And it is brilliant. It is brilliant. They're going to be in the third shirt tomorrow, which, by the way, I've got in this cupboard here. And it's smashing. And then on Monday, I'll be heading to St. Stephen's and grabbing my away shirts, which will be very, very nice indeed. Yeah. You're going to have to wait for my score prediction, Martin. You should know that comes at the end of these by now. Coyle, when he played in pre-season, Louis always been solid. Ollie says Coyle, Ingram and Longman can... Nah, keep all three. I love Longy on a personal level. You know, me and him and I were talking about our holidays the other day. He told me he was going to Greece at the start of the season, at the end of last season. So I spoke to him about that and what I got up to and stuff like that. And then then he asked if we were going away, but no, because building work there. Yeah. Coyley, solid. He's not a headline sort of player. He's just solid, get the job done. And Ingram's the same. They're both dependable championship options for me. And Ingram, I'm not sure if worthy enough, Jacob, is the right word. But I think Ingram is solid enough. He's not Carl Darlow, let's be honest. He's not Carl Darlow. And it's, still, it's difficult. It hurts knowing that we didn't get Carl Darlow back. But that's the nature of the transfer market sometimes. And yeah. But Ingram's definitely solid enough. I think in pre-season he's looked better with the ball at his feet. And he's improving. And he's fine. But he does need competition. This goalkeeper doesn't need to necessarily be better than Matty, but this goalkeeper needs to be on his level at least to push him and to keep him on his toes. Because, yeah, that's what we need. Still think we need a striker who'll get you 15, 20 goals a season. Oscar got us 13 last year. What's the problem? I don't see an issue. We've got Connolly in, which I'm buzzing about. We've got Liam Delap in, who looks so good. Liam Delap's movement, by the way, Liam Delap's movement is absolutely insane. Just keep an eye on how he moves throughout games this season. His movement and ability to draw defenders out and create space. He did it against Norwich. For that goal, his movement to make that space for Slater to play the ball into Tufan was absolutely top draw. And that's what he'll bring. Oscar, poacher. Delap, tall, imposing, great movement. Connolly, little, shithouse. Brilliant. Let's go back up. David Longman, I think Longman should just go out on loan. But equally, if you want to raise a bit more money to bring a few more, a bit of a more headline name in one area of the pitch, I do think Longman is one of the more dispensable ones, especially when you consider we've brought in Lakilo, Alayar, and we're bringing in Bora as well from Fenerbahce. Bora Danlak, I think his name is. He's going to join up with the academy, but then if he settles in well, he'll get promoted up. That's the plan. Irish Cafu is clear. I will admit that, Ollie. But Coyley's still solid. Longman does need... He's got potential as Longy. And he's shown during his loan spell from Brighton here, that he's class. But confidence. Soon as Shotter came in, his confidence went to pieces. Simple. New home shirt is very nice. I haven't worn my home on my third shirt yet. I'm waiting for the match days. So I'm wearing my third shirt tomorrow, home shirt against Donny, and then the away shirt will come out against Sheffield Wednesday. Mark says, evening, do I think Cynic will get a chance? I do think Cynic will get a chance. I think when you look at our options on the left, Harry Vaughan is top draw. But then after him, there isn't really that much. Jarvo's gone out on loan. So I think Cynic is worth keeping. Because you've got to remember, when Cynic came off the bench last season, not fully fit, by the way, think back to that Cardiff game, Rosinia's first win as Hull City manager. He came on and he changed that game. He came on and he changed that game. There's a player in there, and hopefully this sort of extended pre-season he's having from rehabilitating that shoulder and building himself back up and getting himself properly fit will do him some good. Look at what's happened to Ozan Tufan. He came over from the Turkish leagues, and look at him now. He's fitter than he's ever been, and he's really bought into what Rafinha's doing. Rafinha clearly likes Cynic. Let's see if he can have a similar effect. I think Delap is going to do very, very well, Harvey. I'll be honest. 13 isn't 15 to 20, yes. But Oscar, you've got to remember he had spells of injuries and he missed the last 8, 9, 10 games of the season, where chances are, like that Rotherham game last season, you pop Oscar in that box when the ball's just pinballing around, chances are, because he's got the brain of a poacher, he will think, right, I need to be in this position. If it falls to me, I can just smash it in. That's already 14. And you've got to back him to get one more. And he's had more or less a full pre-season. He's fitter than he's ever been. Yeah. Keep him here. Keep him here. Is Connolly injured? Well, we'll go through the rest of these comments and then we'll talk about the team news. Malcolm Abue has gone back to Palace. Yes. Who gets in your opinion, Greaves or Maka? It's tough. But I think Greavesy will get the nod. Javo, second half of the season, is going to take us to the playoffs. Javo is a baller. He's an incredible, incredible young player. Had you just seen Ashley commented who gets in, Maka or Greaves? Well, I've just answered the question, mate. Definitely agree with you about Delap. His movement will certainly create goals. He's just got to score one. That's all he was lacking in pre-season. Hope Greaves stays best centre-back in the Championship. Ozan thrives on the fan adulation. Yes, he does, definitely. Problems putting it in the box. You know, the problem is, one, creating enough chances, and two, is taking what we have. Players need time to adjust to Championship football, so I do agree with the extended pre-season will do him the world of good, especially, you know, rehabilitating that shoulder injury, which we'll touch on. Realistically, we finish maximum 10th. Nah, we can go higher. We can go higher. I believe. Speaking of injuries and Cynic and Connolly is fit and will travel with the squad to Carrow Road and will likely feature off the bench due to a lack of match sharpness following his arrival from Brighton. Oscar Estupinian and Louis Coyle, both ankle, have overcome their injuries in time to face Norwich, which is crucial, very crucial, especially when we touch on what I'm about to get into after this. Alayar Sayadmanesh calf is a little bit further away from full fitness than Coyle and Estupinian, but he's getting closer day by day. He's just missed out. That was the word Rossini used, just missed out. So Dokan Cynic is not yet available for selection because he is continuing his recovery from that shoulder problem that we've just been talking about. The injury he picked up at the end of last season at Antalya Sport out on loan. Matty Jacob and Greg Doherty, both knee, are the only other absentees. Wallop. Very nice. Very nice. And what was I going to touch on after that, I hear you asking? Well, 9 named substitutes. Having Oscar and Louis fit to go on that bench is going to be massive. Just in case. Because, you know, we'll have 2 of Oscar, Delap and Connolly on the bench. That is nuts. That is crazy. Oh, I've got such a good feeling, man. I've got such a good feeling. Yeah, Ingram is, for now, our first choice keeper. Will says Delap should be trialled as a 10, make space for himself and others, lays it off to the players around him well. Good awareness. Thoughts? Great shout. But as 10s, we've already got Dammer and we've got Ozan. So I don't think there's the need to, you know, switch one of them 2 out for a makeshift 10 when we've got Tufan who can do everything in midfield. He's played as a 6, he's played as an 8, and last season he's played as a 10 and a false 9. And we've got Adama who is quality. I just don't think we need to tamper with that too much. Just give us a second to get something refreshed and loaded up, because I loaded these tabs up a while ago, so they will have just sort of stalled a little bit. That's the word we will use. And by the way, I have got a corker of a shared shirts for you. So yeah, be prepared for that. Just making sure all of these are still working. Which they are. That's good. Lovely, lovely stuff. Right. So Mark says 8th. Martin says we can push for playoffs. Justice for Tom Eves. Yes, I am at the game tomorrow. Yes, I am. Thank you, Martin. Bring back Eves. Yeah. I'm not going to go to the open training session. No, I'm not. I will be watching Sheffield Wednesday tonight. Yeah, they're going to get obliterated. Obliterated. I'm a Saints fan for 90 minutes. Don't worry, Wednesday will win 5-0 because they're the flaming attendance maestros. Yeah, wow. Yes, Connolly is fit, Catherine. We've just been through that. You tuned in just a couple of minutes, 2 or 3 minutes too late, and you would have caught that. If Vaughan gets a few goals or assists in the early season, I think he'll have an amazing season. We always seem to have a player from the academy that does bits every other season in attack. Yeah. I love Harry. You know, knowing Harry in sort of how I know him, which is, you know, a little bit more advanced to what normal fans know him as. He's just the sweetest, most nice, humble guy ever. He's so... he's just an ace human being. He's just an ace human being. Best signing this summer. Ooh. Ruben Vinagre on loan. He's going to be class when fully fit. Yeah, gigantic, mighty attendance merchants will be spurred on by their boisterous, amazing support. Best support in the world, apart from the whole City South Stand, with the atmosphere carried by Joe and John Uzzle. Lovely. Not both staying put, Catherine. Greaves and Ali are staying put for now. Ingram, Christie, Greaves, Jones, Vinagre, Adama, Ozan, Seri, Delap, Longman, and Harry Vaughan. Interesting. Yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting. Ollie shared shirts is not Robert Snodgrass. I don't think Longman will start, Jacob, I'll be honest. John Uzzle is my idol. Agreed. Shopping St. Stephen's better than the one in the stadium. They're the same. They have the same stuff in them. St. Stephen's one is just going to bring out that little bit more commercial revenue because you think, right, we'll just pop in here. You know, we've been to the big Tesco, or we've been into town, been to Sports Direct, been to JD, that sort of thing, get some trainers. Oh, we'll see what City have got. It might just, it might bring us a bit more money in than just having it at the stadium. Any new song? Uzzle will have some new songs. He's going away to Disney with his son for a little bit, but he'll have some new songs, I can more or less assure you. Not Robbie Brady. One in the stadium is more of a mega store, but the St. Stephen's one's more... Nah, St. Stephen's one's got everything, mate. St. Stephen's one's got quite a lot in there, to be fair. Saw Harry and Vaughan Colville at Ferriby. Where I was at Ferriby, and one of the lads who I was with, Charlie, he went to get a drink at half time, and while his mum was stood in the queue, he went off and he ended up standing next to Harry Vaughan. So he rings me and says, you know, bear in mind he knows how well me and Harry get on. And he says to me, Joe, do you want a picture with Harry Vaughan? I was like, why would I want a picture with Harry Vaughan? He says, oh, well, I'm just stood next to him. So I was like, hang on, put him on the phone. So I was having a 2 or 3 minute phone conversation with Harry Vaughan. It's class. It's not Daniel Ayala. No. What do I think of the new app? It's good. I like the app. The under-21s got battered today, but Liverpool are a class academy. And, you know, Vaughan Colville back on the pitch, that's only a good thing. I think Vaughan will go out on loan before the end of the transfer window, probably to Shelburne. Not Isaac Hayden, Ashley. Not Isaac Hayden. I'm going to stop taking shared shirt suggestions now. because I want to crack on. Anyway, ref watch. Is it Gavin Ward? I'll put you out of your misery. Nah, it ain't. Gavin Ward is doing the game above. EFL website's had a bit of a revamp so you can see his stupid name there. Let's get rid. But it's Keith Stroud, the man in the middle. All right, Michael Jackson. No, don't work. He's man in the mirror, isn't he? Two linos are Matthew Smith and Robert Hyde. Fourth official is Lee Doughty. Stats ain't got any because there's no point in taking them from the Luton game last season. What's the point? It was two teams who didn't care. Let's be honest. But it was a great day out. It was an incredible day out for reasons that we discussed on an off-season live stream. Nothing in the Ryan Kent link, FIFA God. Ruben, how are you, mate? Thoughts on that lad from Fenner? Have you seen him? If so, what he's like? I haven't seen him. I know nothing about him, but all I know is he's a winger and he's very, very, very highly rated. So, hey, we'll take it. Seeing that Rosie's promised to behave around refs, guess that means Ward isn't allowed within 2 kilometres of the MK. He can only come as far as Anlaby. Don't let him anywhere near. Yeah, there's nothing in the Ryan Kent link. That lad from Fenner, by the way, if you're looking to find out a little bit more about him, I believe his name is Bora Idanlak or something like that. Let me double check because I made a thumbnail for it earlier. Bora Idanlak. That's his name. Bora Idanlak. He's going to join up with the under-21s initially, but eventually he will move on into the first team if he impresses for the under-21s. My son went to Luton as a dartboard, caused Greaves to have a laughing fit after the match. Someone came up to me in the service station. Ashley, I've just seen your message, by the way. That's ace. Someone came up to me in the service station on the way there. I was just making one of those little Starbucks machines at Leicester Forest in WH Smith. I was making myself a hot chocolate. And so asked me, what's your score prediction or whatever? And I say, I say something or other. And then he says, have you seen some of the cautions? I say, yeah, they're ace, aren't they? He says, yeah. Have you seen Jesus and Jimmy Savile? I thought, first of all, no. Second of all, those are two people I'd never expect to be wandering around together or mentioned in the same sentence. And as it turns out, I saw JS as I was leaving the away end, and I heard him say to one of his mates, the guy dressed up, say, "Oh my God, that's that YouTuber." So, I'm pleased I got recognised by a man dressed as Mr. Savile when I'm overage. Let's just say that. Jesus and Big Jim are two legends of the game. Yeah. Do you think we'll wear the third kit or the away kit? We're wearing the third kit tomorrow. Ruben, thank you. Rossini will have a restraining order on that Gavin fraud. He could be a dad. Who could be my dad? Who could be my dad? Jesus. Nah, mate, my dad's not that old. Anyway, moving on. Let's go to head, where Norwich have got one hell of a team. Can I just say, right, this free agent signing of Shane Duffy and this one of Ashley Barnes, the work they must have put in to get them done, nuts. Nunez is a solid player. Gabriel Sara's class. Christos Solis is really good. Milo Rashika, he's very good. If he plays, that is, with Liam Gibbs has just signed a new contract. I've heard big things about Borja Sainz. Jack Stacey's new in. Max Aarons won't play. Andrew Omabama Deli, he's a good young Irish centre-half. Tim Krul, Angus Gunn, whichever one it is of them that plays. They're two solid keepers. It's a very good team. I'll be saying this a lot in these previews this season. It's a very, very strong team. Like any of these three strikers are good enough to start at championship level and score probably, and score over double figures, like 10 goals plus at least every season. Nuts. If you take out Ashley Barnes, I'd probably say 15, 20 for Ida and Sargent. Yeah, it's a ridiculous team. It's a nutty team. And we'll say that so many times this season, like I say. Fastnacht is another one. It's just FASSNACHT. Yeah. I've heard good things about him as well. Norwich away last year was, well, a couple of my mates did some things. For example, one of them got very drunk and ended up swinging for a policeman and spent the evening in a cell. And his mum and dad had to drive down from here in Hull down to Norwich to pick him up. Oh my God, that must have been pain. That must have been pain. Away kit is special, very special. Jimmy Savile could be you're doing the chant. Hey, you were on about I said Jesus, mate. Yeah, I know I'm of no relation to Savile at all. So I'm very, very, very pleased about that. 9 hours on a coach for a 3-1 loss, yeah. Not travelling all the way to Norwich to not score at least one goal. We'll score a goal. Guaranteed. Right, current form. What we're going to do for this is basically we're just going to have a little look at what each team did in pre-season. And I believe both teams were unbeaten during their pre-season campaigns. We'll start with Norwich. 1-1 draw with Barnet before beating relatively local rival in Kings Lynn Town 6-1. Beat Darmstadt 1-0. I think they went on a tour to Germany. Obviously, David Wagner. Is that Kaiserslautern? Yes, it is Kaiserslautern. They beat Kaiserslautern. No, they drew with Kaiserslautern, sorry. Drew 1-0 with AZ Alkmaar and then beat Olympiacos 2-0. Unbeaten pre-season. Us also unbeaten in pre-season. We beat Galatasaray. Drew with Hatayspor. It's not on here, but we beat Grimsby as well before we beat Barnsley. Drew with Bradford and Scunthorpe and then drew with Nulls as well. 2 unbeaten pre-seasons, which will only build confidence, of course. Now, there isn't much of a league table to show, but I just want to say, how nuts is this division? Like, 20 out of 24 teams will be thinking, like, 18 to 20 out of 24 teams will be thinking we can push for playoffs here. We want to be in that top 6. Leicester and Southampton will go up. Their team's just different level. Leeds aren't quite there. On that same level as the 2 that came down with them. But, oh my God, this division is stacked. It is stacked. Crazy. It's the strongest it's ever been. Ever been. Wow. Big Jimmy Savile knocking one at the back stick to me. Slogden didn't rate our kit well. 16th. Home, away, or 3rd, Jensen. Ollie, you know what I think about that. It's on the anniversary of the Leeds fans being tragically lost away at Galatasaray. Our away game at Leeds. So it's gonna be taken the wrong way. But just don't do it. Just don't do it. Have a bit of sense, please. Please have a bit of sense and have a bit of moral decency. Thank you. Home, says Jensen. Jacob, basically, a load of Leeds fans got stabbed after playing Galatasaray by a load of their fans. I think that's how it happened. So, yeah, I wouldn't recommend taking the Turkish flags to that one just because it'll be perceived the wrong way and you'll probably get battered. We all dress as Big Jim for Leeds away. Bloody hell. Lucas, how are you, mate? Around the ground on Championship Matchday 1. "14 minutes and the Championship season gets underway. Sheffield Wednesday versus Southampton. Then 3 o'clock kickoffs tomorrow. Bristol City versus Preston North End. Blackburn Rovers versus West Bromwich Albion. Watford versus QPR. Swansea versus Birmingham. Stoke versus Rotherham. Plymouth versus Huddersfield. Norwich versus Hull City, the big one. And Middlesbrough versus Millwall. On Sunday, a load of games. Leicester versus Coventry at 12. Leeds versus Cardiff at 2:30. And Sunderland versus Ipswich Town at 5 p.m. on Sunday. The EFL is back, baby, and it is brilliant. Sky Sports, Harvey. Tell you what, if people bring a Turkish flag to Leeds away, that will send us back a rivalry between us and Leeds if there isn't much of one as it is. Yeah. They mocked United for the Munich and they mocked LFC for the 97. That's my reason. Lucas with a voice of reason as well. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, don't stoop to their level. Don't debase yourself to such a low level of morality. Just, yeah. Have a bit of moral decency. And Ollie, if you plan on doing something so stupid, I'll tell Grandma. That'll do it. That'll seal the deal. Memorable match against Norwich. I'm pretty sure I did this one last time, but who cares? What a game. 4-3. James Maddison hat-trick, 2 of those penalties. Both penalties, which, by the way, shouldn't have counted because under the new laws at the time, he shouldn't have stepped like he did and paused right before kicking the ball. But, yeah, anyway, I digress. We took the lead through Jackson Irvine before James Maddison brace in the space of a minute gave Norwich a 2-1 lead. They then made that 3-1 through James Maddison just before half. Just before the 40th minute mark. Sorry, then Abel Hernandez made it 3-2 at, just on the stroke of half time. Right after the break, he scored his second penalty of the game, and then Harry Wilson wrapped the game up. Sealed us the win under Nigel Adkins. Our team that day, David Marshall in goal. Back for Ola Reiner, now of Nottingham Forest. Michael Dawson, Andre Majuk, and Max Clark. Midfield 3 was Seb Larsson, Marcus Henriksen, and Jackson Irvine. The 2 wide players were Jared Bowen and Harry Wilson, and up top was Abel Hernandez. On the bench, goalkeeper Callum Burton, Michael Hector, Michael Hector, Cameron Grzycki, Nua Dicko, John Terrell, Fraser Campbell, and Fikayo Tomori. What a team. I can't believe, by the way, we finished in such a lowly position that season. With that team, with that attacking 3 and Grzycki on the bench. Yes, Hernandez was injured for most of the season, but we still should have done better than we did. We still should have done better than we did. Thogden is training from London to Bolton every match day. Yes, he is. I think it's important to remember that people like that are the loud minority. Most Leeds fans won't be like that. Yeah. Joe, on a scale of buzzing to buzzing, how excited are you for tomorrow? Lucas also says he's buzzing for the game in 10 minutes. Yeah, I can't wait. Absolutely buzzing, Lucas. I can't wait. The football season's back, and I am loving it. Tomori forgot he played for City. Yeah, he did. Ruben's going tomorrow. I am also going. Ruben, yep. There will be one dafty that has no decency or respect, brings a take if I gets battered and chased in Leeds. Exactly right. And I think it's up to all of us with a functioning moral compass to spread this message that bringing Turkish flags to Elland Road on the 1st of April is maybe not the best thing to do. Yes, our owners, but some things are bigger than just who owns our football club. And as great as Adrian is, I think we should just curb it a little bit just for that game. Last time out against Norwich. 3-1. Greavesy gave us the lead. 4 minutes later, we surrendered it. Kieran Dowell scored like he always does. Gabriel Sara, after the break, gave Norwich the lead, and Josh Sargent sealed the deal in the 89th minute. Our team that day, Matty Ingram in goal, back forward, Cyrus Christie, Alfie Jones, Sean McLaughlin, Jacob Greaves. It was a flat midfield 4 that day with the 2 strikers. No, it wasn't. In fact, I tell a lie. It was midfield 3 of Woods, Seri and Slater, Longman on the right, Tete on the left, and Oscar Estupinian through the middle. The bench was goalkeeper Carl Darlow, Louis Coyle, Callum Elder, Ozan Tufan, Greg Doherty, Malcolm Abue, and Demetrius Pelkas. Not a game we remember fondly, let's just say. God, there's a lot of missed chat messages here. Wow. Footy bit. Jensen, I can't work out what you're trying to say there. Everybody retweet Joe's tweet he made about it. Pretty sure. I can't remember. Can't wait for Connolly to get injured. Nah, have faith. Xavi will get minutes, yeah, but I've got a custom flag for Wadis that has taken the bottom right. So what do I do? Don't bring it. Don't bring it, Ollie. Just simple as, yeah. Simple as, don't bring it. Don't bring it. Right then. Record. It's even. It's relatively even. We've lost 15, drawn 10, won 16. Last 5, mixed bag, 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw. So we had the 4-3 win, then a 0-0 draw the next time we played them, 3-2 defeat. Then under Shota Avaladze, Oscar's first 2 goals at the start of last season while I was in Tenerife, we beat them 2-1. And then February, Valentine's Day in Norwich happened. Yeah. Right then. This monster of a shared shirt. Do you want to take any guesses before we do it? Because trust me, it's a monster. It's a monster of a shared shirts. Ruben, no, I don't want to scrap at Norwich. I'll be near the net with my stone and I will chef you up. No, thank you, Ruben. No, thank you. Are we going to have any more guesses? Ashley, I like that. Marcus Madison, he probably had 6 toes. Oh, God, yeah, that... He's a character, isn't he? Chucking cheesy chips at an old woman and then punching her in the face. Idiot. Anyway... It's not Marcus Madison. It's not Robert Snodgrass. It's not Robbie Brady, like you've guessed earlier. It's Dean Marney. Dean Marney. This is one of my best ones yet. He was on loan at Norwich from Tottenham in 2005. Made 15 appearances for them, but failed to score. And then he. Harvey, this is my segment where I look at a player who's played for both teams. And then he moved on from Tottenham to us permanently in 2006, with us until 2010. In 138 appearances, he scored 9 goals. I'm buzzing with this shared shirt. This is one of my greatest finds ever, apart from last season when I had about 5. Towards the end of the season, I had 5 Danny Grahams in a row, or something like that. Whatever it was, that's something I'm still proud of to this day. That I managed to do. I managed to find a player that I could use for like 5 weeks in a row. Right then. Should we crack into the good stuff? Predictions. Come on, we've got 4 minutes until the kickoff of the Sheffield Wednesday versus Southampton game. And let's have a look at my predicted 11. 4-3-3 for Liam Rosenior. In goal, Matt Ingram. At right back, Cyrus Christie. 2 centre-halves, Alfie Jones and the captain, Jacob Greaves. Excuse me. At left back, Ruben Vinagre. Holding midfield, we'll have Jean-Michel Seri. Excuse me again. Then in central midfield, I think we'll have Ozan Tufan and Regan Slater. There's on the right, Adama Traore. On the left, Harry Vaughan. And up top, Liam Delap. The bench, Timothy Lotatala, Louis Coyle, Sean McLaughlin, Ryan Longman, Xavier Simons, Oscar Estupinian, Brandon Fleming, Jason Lakilo, and Aaron Connolly. That's the 9 on the bench, by the way. That's the 9 on the bench. So Lotatala, Coyle, McLaughlin, Longman, Simons, Estupinian, Fleming, Lakilo, Connolly. That's so that covers a lot of bases, doesn't it? 2 strikers, a winger, a left back, central midfielder. 2 wingers. Yes, we've got 2 strikers, 2 wingers, a central midfielder, a left back, a centre back, a right back, and a goalie. That does the job. That does the job. Yeah. It's such a strong team. Love it. Get your score predictions in chat, ladies and gents, before I reveal mine. 0-0 draw. 1-1 tomorrow, says Lucas. Ollie says 2-0 Norwich. Adama on the right is bold, considering how invisible he was there. I know, but I just think Liam will persevere with it and use Lakilo and Longman if need be as impact subs. Shocks says 54,734 to 13,611. Right. Harvey says 3-1 loss. Jacob 1-all. Jensen says Louis Coyle will score. 1-0 City. We should play Lakila over Ali, in my opinion. Ali has been average in pre-season. Fair. But yeah, so my predicted score, I'm hopeful. 2-1 win. 2-1 win. And on that note, we've got a minute until Southampton versus Sheffield Wednesday kicks off. The EFL is back in what is now less than a minute. And Hull City are back tomorrow. I will see you for a not fully polished matchday vlog, but a matchday vlog nonetheless tomorrow. Thank you all for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Up the Tigers! Come on!